Okay, so we're not in this one.
We're in this one, Manny. We're in it.
No, we're not.
We're in it.
Where?
I don't know. Use your imagination. Where would I put us? Where could I put us? There's no crowd.
There's no crowd in this. Oh, we're tattoos.
We're tattoos. We're baby. We're CM Punk tattoos. It's a pretty good blend that you didn't notice it the first time.
Oh, that's interesting. Welcome, everyone.
We're not on
to
this
the
up and
Untitled-
thigh, though. You accused me of doing that to Willow.
Yeah, but not just me. Eric also accused you of the exact
Well,
same thing.
Eric's a pervert. He's a pervert. Manny, I
So
think better of you. What? I'm not a pervert. I just have a
You're friends with me. That means you are one.
I am not a pervert. I would not use the word pervert. I would say I'm a woman enthusiast and into the particulars of their art known as their body.
Okay.
That sounds like I'm full of shit. I feel like that worked. Shit, that's poetic.
Welcome, everyone, to the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am, of course, the racially ambiguous Lord Manny Hayes, and he is...
The man of $1,000, also the very unemployed right now, free agent Marcus the Grand Finale.
Would you say the most anticipated, the most hot free agent out there today? Or are you cold?
Yeah.
Cold?
Yeah, the hottest free agent.
Cold? Are you the coldest free agent of all time?
It's pretty cold. Temperature is cold, but yeah, I'm coming in very lukewarm to the free agent market.
If you're watching in Europe and you're wondering why is the show an hour early, because daylight savings strikes again.
Yep, here we are again, another day where people go, why? Why does this exist? And
But the real question
everybody hates it.
Why is America and everyone else at different times when this happens? Why can't it just happen on the same day?
I don't know. Yours is what, like 2 weeks away, probably? It's always like a 2 or 3 week difference.
It's
bullshit
it's
like
either
that.
a 1 week or 2 week bullshit different.
Yeah. So, for the time being, this will be our time until Manny hits daylight savings, where we're all synced up in the world again. But you know what? Enough about that, Manny. We have a jam-packed show to talk about today.
Do we?
A little bit here and there.
So Revolution happened.
Yes.
I believe I know most of the results of the matches that mostly people care about. I mean, Hangman won with Christopher Daniels' Angel Wings.
Did you see the finish? Did you see that finish?
Yeah.
That was the nastiest looking Angels Wings in the history of Angels Wings. I thought MJF was dead. He just fell on his face.
Big to take Angel Wings, to be fair.
No. I just think Hangman wasn't strong enough. Like, I feel like there are people that Daniels did it to where you'd be like, oh, because I feel like he did it to Monty Brown, maybe, and I'm maybe making this up. And Monty Brown is a lot bigger than MJF. I'm just saying. I he may even give it to Joe at one point, but.
What else happened? So Mercedes Moné defeated Momo Watanabe. I think I got that right.
In a match that people were going, who's she fighting? What's going on?
You also Momo injured herself by kicking Mercedes too hard.
Me, Eric, and Ryan were watching this, and we were going like, she's throwing hard kicks, but it's not really the problem with her kicks, and the reason they don't seem hard or seem like they're doing much damage. Mercedes is wearing like a full bodysuit, so you don't get to see like the bruising.
Yeah,
that's the point of throwing hard kicks. If you're not doing real hard kicks, like if you're doing them like just hurting her, there's no payoff to this. No one cares. You can just see the kicks.
Will
kick pads.
Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher basically killed each other by kicking out of basically everything, then did the ridiculous Spanish fly off the top of the cage.
Yeah. I'm trying to put how I want to articulate how I felt about this match.
You hated it. You must have hated it because everything was kicked out of.
I don't think I hated it. I enjoyed it to an extent, and then I got tired of it. It just gets ridiculous. Every Ospreay match just goes too far. It just goes too far, like an inch too far, or 10 minutes too far, where you just go like, why is all this happening? And now here's Mark Davis, and now I'm really disinterested. Now I'm angry. By the time they kicked out the Spanish Fly off the top of the cage, Manny, I was like, oh, God. Just shoot him already.
Kenny Omega defeated Takeshita. Yeah, and won the international title. I'm assuming this is leading up to the merging of the Continental title, because that is a ridiculous title to keep around.
Yeah, it's no purpose. But I will say I enjoyed Kenny and Takeshita a lot. They were a lot of fun. But again, a lot of the same, like a bit over the top. Just
Swerve defeated Ricochet, which I thought I read this. I didn't actually watch it. I would have thought.
I have an opinion of something I haven't seen.
No, I would have thought, like we said going into it, based on Swerve hitting Nana multiple times in this match by accident, that Nana was eventually going to turn.
Yep.
Enough of this shit.
Yeah, he just walked out. And I think most of the people in the crowd missed the spot of why he walked out on Swerve in this match the first time. Yeah. And then when he came back, we were like, oh, this is the turd. And then when he didn't, I was like, that's a pleasant surprise. That's a pleasant surprise right there. And I really enjoyed this match. This is probably my match of the night, if not second match of the night. You know what? I give it a match of the night.
And then the main event, Edge.
Oh damn! You skipping shit. Okay.
Cope. I don't know. I can't remember what else happened.
Oh my god! You forgot about the Hollywood ending of Mariah May and Toni Storm, where they just bled everywhere, and they tried to kill each other in a match that went 13 minutes but felt like it was longer.
For a match that had more story going into it, that should have main evented. The fact that two women taped their hands up and punched each other with glass on it. How do you not hate the main event?
You know, here's the thing about that one. Compared to Ospreay and Fletcher, both blood feuds, both with stipulations, and both, excelling on the violence or whatnot. I just felt like the Toni Storm Mariah May did that shit better than Ospreay and Fletcher. I feel like there was it seems like the abuse they were taking and when they were kicking out, if they were going for pinfalls or whatnot, was like, oh, okay. That seemed reasonable.
Yeah.
Even though it wasn't. But yeah, this was probably my second, if not favorite match. I can't ever say a match isn't a 5-star match if you're throwing glasses to the coochie, Manny. I just thought that was one of the. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I need to watch this match though because
it's one of the wildest spots ever. When she's running at her, she's just like, glass. I'm curious how the commentary sounded on that one because everybody in the crowd went, "Oh my god!"
And then the main event, which the reports were saying that they tried, but the crowd just wasn't into it.
Manny, that wasn't the main event.
And I want to say, I want you to answer this question. Was the reports right about this?
The reports are 1,000,000% right. So I'll set the stage for you because Ospreay, well, I think it was Ospreay and Fletcher had just had their cage match.
Yeah.
And most people in the crowd that aren't me were going, one of the best matches they've ever seen, yada, yada, great shit. It'd be impossible to follow that. Impossible. And then there were these young kids in front of us. One smelled really bad.
Of course they did.
He was under me. Every time they stood up and cheered, I went, as if they were personally attacking me. He goes, man, that was a hell of a match. And Marks and Edge has to follow, and Cope have to follow that. And then I guess his brother goes, and they're gonna do it. They're gonna follow and make it better. And I went, Eric and Ryan, impossible. And That match was dead on arrival. After everybody sang Edge's theme song, everybody saw clearly. We saw clearly that this was not a match that should have been on television or the main event. There are several matches that were better than it. I would even put the pre-show match of Shane Taylor Promotions versus it was just a bunch of fucking people. I don't know who they fought. It was the Undisputed Era.
Okay.
Not a great match at all. It's just a very basic pre-show match. In fact, I will put the Assassination of Gravity over the main event. That's how bad this main event was to me. It was horrible. It was slow. They started off with Undertaker's booyah strategy. And then it just kept going. And everybody was looking just like, okay. Like the people did the booyahs for a little bit. But then when it kept going on for another 3 minutes, we were like, oh, this is all they got.
But
it's got worse and worse.
The Undertaker when the yeah boos happened.
Absolutely. I'm never going to not think of him. Because when they started doing it, Eric looked over to the right to me and said, Marcus, they got him. They got him. They going with the movie. It's immediate laughter from us because we know. I know exactly what he meant when he said, they got him. They got him. Oh. And then we have the Christian finish of him coming out, which I said was going to happen, but I guess he didn't win the title. I'm wrong. But he came out and do the cash in. A stupid cash in, which needs to be stopped in both promotions because it's been done in both. Making it a triple threat match does not make sense ever. Just wait till the match is over. Why do you need an extra person?
The annoying thing is now we're probably going to get Mox versus Cope again because of this.
Something like that, but no, but they really heavily teased Swerve versus Mox at the end of the show to make.
Let's put Swerve standing on the side like Spider-Man.
Yeah, he jumped off the rail for, out of the stands to take him down, and then he stood over him and was like, "I'm next to be champion." But overall, really fun show, good show. They could have cut 5 matches out of there and I've been good. And I'm including the pre-show when I say 5 because it wasn't. They could have cut, a few matches. They could have cut Mercedes. No one cared. The main event sure had to be on the card, but shouldn't have been the main event. I would have cut MJF and Hangman, even though I enjoyed the match. It's just there was nothing, there's nothing really behind it. To be honest, I mean the story's fine, but it just felt like an opener, and it was like, oh, that's the end of this. Cool spots and stuff, but it wasn't needed to be on the pay-per-view. And I would have just kept it small. I would have took the cage match out as well. It may just be called a Will Ospreay hater for this one or something, but I would have took it out and put that on Dynamite because I already have Mariah May and Toni Storm killing each other. You
do hate Will Ospreay a bit too much recently.
It's not. It's too many moves. Too many moves.
Yeah, but I get it.
On this part though, I would have took it out just because Mariah May and Toni Storm should have main evented the show. Had probably the best, and people were more invested in that story, and they were already doing the blood, the glass, the weapons and shit, and they did it better. I was afraid for these women's life, and I was rooting for a Toni Storm, and then it ends with the graphic. The end. It's perfect. That's how the show should have ended.
Yeah,
but that was the revolution. It was televised
without Ricky
Starks.
Rickety, what's his name again?
Saints. Rickety the Saints come marching in.
So, should we get into Raw? Or is there anything else you want to talk about?
Brief mention. During this pay-per-view, I have breaking news from probably my most reliable wrestling source, Ryan. Who told me in the middle of concessions, Shinsuke Nakamura was released by WWE. And I go, gasp.
The fakest news story of 2025 so far.
Yeah, everybody's been hoaxed. By the time I got home, I was like, I see nothing about this Shinsuke release. But he lost the title. And then, what speculation of why he lost the title is all over. It's like, oh, he lost, God, what's the guy name that died? God, I can't remember names. he died, and Shinsuke wants to grieve and stuff and get time off.
That makes sense.
It does make sense when you go like, oh, can't be out there in the streets with that title and talking about But anyway, that's all. There's more news to go over, but I don't think it's worth it. The Camille ghosting.
That's funny though. Come on.
I don't feel like she's been long enough. It's been there long enough to start getting ghosted yet. I was like, damn, Tony.
Because she's in Queen of the Ring.
Yeah.
And a few other AEW women are. But she's in none of the promotion photos or anything that AEW did.
No. They can give two damn shits that she was in there. And I heard someone that she has a bigger role than all the other women that are featured.
She's the final boss in that movie.
Yeah. Which, to me is like perfect booking for the movie since she is technically, I think she's the longest reigning champion
NWA
of the Burke,
champion.
of the NWA. It's the Burke. That's what they call it, the Burke. It's that named after Mildred Burke. So it makes sense. But damn. What is going on there? Tony, I swear to God, let me get a week without your bullshit. I can't get a day without Donald Trump's bullshit. Tony, I need a week from you.
I feel like this is also Mercedes Moné's doing as well.
Ooh. Think she
because I feel like normally you'd have a match, wouldn't you? She quit on her, but they didn't have any kind of resolution to that. Yeah. I feel like they just didn't gel well, and Mercedes was like, I don't want anything to do with her. Da, da, da. And then this led to, I've got to keep my highest paid happy, da, 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 which is kind of like what he did with Britt Baker, where with Thunder Rosa, where Thunder Rosa was ghosted for a very long time. Yes.
Manny, I have Thunder Rosa news. Breaking news here. Exclusive, actually.
Exclusive.
This is 100% exclusive news. Is it important? Absolutely not. But it is exclusive to my AEW Revolution experience. So, after one of the matches, Thunder Rosa just runs up the stairs into our section and starts hanging out with one of her friends.
Interesting.
And just starts hanging out and just starts talking to this. And then she says, all right, I gotta go back. I gotta go do something. And then the girl who's talking to her was like, yo, calling her by her real name, Melissa. When so-and-so does it, they're like, oh. Then she starts taking pictures with fans in the stands over there on her way back. And it was like, oh, you know what? And then Aaron goes, she's a nice person. There's something wrong with that locker room. But she was really nice and everything. She came over and just like, oh.
Thing is, a lot of people are nice people. Like, Nina Samuels portrays a bitch on Eve Wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, she portrays the biggest bitch energy in that company. For the last 2 years, I watch her be a bitch in the ring. And then outside of the ring, the most loveliest human being you could imagine.
Yeah. But Thunder Rosa doesn't portray a bitch. She's just portrayed a bitch in the dirt sheets or something or whatever.
Yeah, do you remember that Nina Samuel shirt I had where she had all the belts?
Yeah.
I put that in the wash. That whole thing just washed off. And I told her on Friday, oh, I'm gonna have when I get paid, I'm gonna have to get another one of your shirts. She's like, why? I was like, when I washed it, the whole thing just kind of just disintegrated. She's like, oh, my husband said the exact same thing with his one. What's your size? I went an XL. Take this. Didn't have to pay for it. Lovely human being.
People like that, man.
I was willing to pay for it.
Yeah, man, I know. You know what? That's where you go. They're still good in the world. They're still good in the world.
And a lot of the wrestlers I've spoken to generally, like Jamie Hayter.
Mm-hmm.
I never even spoke about the interaction I had. She spoke to me as if she'd met me before. She's like, have I seen you before? Like, you just have a face that I've like, friendly individual. And stuff like that. No.
She's seen the shot. That was you to shoot the shot, man. You should have shot the shot. I know you're in a thing right now with a girl and a dog, but abandon it.
Shut up, Marcus. But yeah, Jamie Hayter was lovely. Yeah, there's no like interaction, even the interaction I had with Will Ospreay, normal, cool interaction. Like I haven't actually spoken to an actual asshole yet.
Cool. One day, I hope you do then, Manny. I pray that day so we can use it for the show. Before we get into Raw, let's do this JK Smush. Good morning. First of all, he said good morning / good evening. Then he doubled down on it. Good morning / good evening.
I feel like he accidentally pressed enter when he was ready to type in a long ass message.
Hey, Hulk Hogan bet on a horse and the horse gets diarrhea while on the track. Man, you need to stay where they are. It's a lack of winning. And if you can do it, Marcus, or if you can do IT, I can get you a job. Well, I do have a degree at ITT Tech University, if that counts anywhere.
Can I if he bet on a horse and the horse gets diarrhea whilst on the track, it's still going. So technically, it's getting lighter. So surely that would make it go faster.
No, it would not work. Imagine a horse taking a shit and running, going, "Oh no, not now." And then you're the host owner, you're gonna get blamed for what do you feed that horse? You just have shit all over the track. Everybody's ruined. The whole race is ruined.
Okay, so Raw is coming from Madison Square Garden.
Ooh, Madison E. Gardens.
So it opened up with Jey Uso defeating Grayson Waller. Decent match, I would say. Good opening match. Theory blindsides Jey after the match. Jey fights them off. And then, as per usual, which has happened for the last several weeks, Gunther comes out from behind to choke out Jey.
Yes. Hey, man, if you're Gunther, you couldn't pass up a good choke like that. You couldn't pass that up. You couldn't pass it up. He had to do it. That was the first thing that went to my mind. He had to do it. It was another opportunity. He was going to do it, and he did the perfect opportunity to say, "Oh, Waller, you fool. Good, thank you." Or, Theory, you fool. Thank you. Ooh. But, Yeet didn't seem like it was yeeting as hard as it had been when it was in New York. I think those people didn't want to yeet as much.
I mean, they are quite entitled.
Ooh. Unlike us who are untitled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Alpha Academy check on Jey Uso, and I'm going to continue. If I continue to see at the Alpha Academy, these bums hang around Jey Uso. Every time Jey Uso comes out, he's getting a strike.
Damn, man, he already strikes at Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso. I mean, he is main event Jey Uso. He is a mid-card buddy Jey Uso.
Exactly. Surely that's not good if you work in IT, JK Smush.
So, moving on, Manny.
Logan Paul says he isn't waiting for AJ Styles to call him out for some reason, and then puts over Andrew Schultz, who's in the crowd, and asks him who he came to see. And he said, "Nobody in New York City came to see you, Logan Paul. We are not like Ohio. We are a real city."
What did he heal on Ohio? He was full on babyface. He was to the point full on babyface. To the point where he's here to see AJ Styles, where I went in 2025.
Well, first
not nothing against AJ, but I doubt if anybody's going coming to see AJ.
He said the cage match first.
Oh, did he? I heard the part of AJ Styles when I went, "Oh, really?" Just so happy you're here, and with his new nemesis for no reason they're beefing, and you're here to see AJ Styles. I'm calling bullshit. But anyway, he gets dragged over the rail just like he deserves.
Violently, too. Like, Schultz is not a small man.
No. This is a big white man in a far, and he was getting ready to get his ass whooped, and I wanted Logan to do something to him. AJ makes a save, gives phenomenal forearm, and him and Schultz celebrate like Schultz is a Make-A-Wish kid.
Then we get the New Day taking on, defeating the LWO in a tornado tag, where somebody under a lucha mask, an American-made lucha mask, attacks Rey Mysterio. Kathy Kelly later in the night full on accuses him.
I really wish our news reporters in all genres of sports, politics, or whatever would go after these people like Kathy Kelly went after Chad Gable. She just broke all the facts down to him. And he was like, nah. It ain't me. And you see in the background, these good securities are carrying this disruptive degenerate out of the fucking I'll call it the greatest sport, the Madison Square Garden. So Manny, Ray Phoenix done with WWE? That should be after crashing out on Raw. Also, I would like to add, after the attack, when he started sprinting from security, I died laughing because that was some good running. They weren't catching him at all. That was an Olympic athlete level of speed right there.
This is why he said New York City's security are terrible.
Yeah. He all random and then put the mask on some random guy. The New Day streak of beating the LWO continues.
The way they phrased it, it was the New Day are undefeated against any pairing of the LWO.
And you know what? That's not a true statement. They haven't had Rey Mysterio, Zelina Vega teaming together to take them down.
You know what? I always derail the show as you do. So WWE 2K have put a patch out for WWE 2K25, so you can now play My Rise. The game is so heavily into intergender matches. The amount of times my create a character has beat up Bailey is unnecessary.
God damn it. I was hoping you said like Nia Jax or something. Where you have somebody that, you know what, man, if you fucked him, you may get fucked up. Not Bailey.
The story is quite good in the sense that it's an NXT kind of takeover. Mm-hmm. Which begins with you getting attacked by a masked assailant. The masked assailant turns out to be Tony D'Angelo. Which already puts me annoyed. That already annoys me instantly.
I think, we have AI and shit, and they're listening to all our conversations already. I wish the games were smart enough to get, like, your least favorite wrestler. Like, I wish it knew that Tony D'Angelo. Like, if it was you, Tony D'Angelo, for me, Will Ospreay, I guess, because we're beefing. Again, I like Will Ospreay. Just say it. He needs to be coached.
I'll talk about the story after we've done with Raw, because I don't think we've got much left of this show, to be fair. Yeah. Judgment Day backstage, Dom gets Finn Balor an IC title match against Braun next week. Then they go to people that's in the crowd, Marcus.
Before we go there, Reddy, also in a little side segment, Dominic Mysterio talking to Ludwig Kaiser, randomly in the background. I can't remember who was walking to the arena. I'm just going to say Bianca Belair, but it wasn't. But Dom was seen in the background talking to Ludwig Kaiser. I'm assuming they're scheming to get Finn out. I'm down with Ludwig joining the Judgment Day.
Nah, you can be in the Judgment Day. Fabulous.
FABLOUS
was in the crowd. But more interestingly, Marcus, right after Fabulous was Macaulay Culkin, who was throwing gang signs at the camera.
Yeah, he went hard. I was like, I don't know what he's doing. Home Alone Crips right here. He threw it all up and then flexed it. And I was like, wow, Macaulay, you have some potty mouth. This is like his third Raw being to, I feel like, since the Netflix era.
Yeah, and I don't know who else was in the crowd. Everyone else they showed, outside of Andrew Schultz, don't know who they were.
Okay, so I do know Rich the Kid. And I'm done.
Rich the Kid is the rapper that they said was out. That I had no idea who that was.
Oh, well, it was another rapper that I was like, who? Some young guy, I don't know. But you know what? I would say this. Compared it to AEW, not to take shots at them, I don't know who the fuck Young Gravy is, but don't ever tell me he in your crowd.
Young Gravy.
Young Gravy. I thought Manny was becoming a rapper all of a sudden. There's some
I'm
blonde kid with
old
an
Gravy.
afro.
I'm old Gravy.
I won't call you. No, Manny. Stop. Don't talk down to yourself. You're not old. You are seasoned Gravy. Think of it that way.
But I could be the OG. I could call myself the OG.
Oh, the OG.
And let me the old Gravy.
Can you be the OGC? OGC. OGC. The original Gravy Chief.
Do you know what? That's a new moniker.
Yeah. OGC. OGC.
Cody Rhodes cut a promo. It says neither of The Rock or John Cena here. He is not upset about Cena being part-time or not being there. It's more about him going on social media talking about having the discipline of doing what needs to be done. Hey, Cody, if you don't know how to play the game, Cody, you're a fool.
You know it's best for business, Cody. Yeah, sit your ass down, Cody. I thought this was the weakest Cody promo in months. I was like, what was the point of this? We got more of it from SmackDown. Once we got SmackDown, we were good. But I feel like they felt obligated to the fans of New York that they got to get their WWE champion on the show.
Cody says he's got the heartbreaking privilege of beating his hero because 17 is not going to happen. Cody tells John Cena he's the captain now.
Look at me. I'm the captain now. More effective when you're talking to Tom Hanks. So is he the little black guy? Is that what Cody said?
More effectively is if you haven't eaten in several years and disheveled, it's more effective.
You on a ship and you going, where's your crew? Where's your crew? Have you ever seen Captain Phillips, Manny?
No. I've just seen the
memes. You know what? It is a good movie. Great for memes. And I will add this one. I enjoy the story post-movie where the entire crew go, this is all bullshit. Captain Phillips was a piece of shit. He was a coward. Nothing like that. Nothing like the truth coming at him.
Raquel defeated Bayley to become the #1 contender for the IC title against...
Oh, she did win.
She's going to face off against Lyra Valkyria.
Yes.
A name that's quite forgettable, quite like Carmen Petrovic.
No. See, the one thing Lyra has going for her, let's say I forgot her name, somewhere in my head I go, oh, that's Lyra Valkyria. If Carmen Petrovic does not come out with a name tag, I go, well, who's this? We got a new wrestler here with Shanti the Adonis. We got a new girl. I don't know why I treat her like one of the Godfather's hoes where they're interchangeable and I never remember their faces. I'm not calling her a hoe. I'm just... You can't tell me a single one of those hoes, Manny.
So Io Sky comes out to the ring. It was never billed to be a face-to-face, was it? But no. Bianca comes out there.
Oh, kind of. They said Bianca was here tonight. They built her up coming up the elevator and stuff. But I don't think there was supposed to be this confrontation.
Yeah. So then Cole asked Bianca about Rhea, and she's been dealing with a lot more to get into that. Well, what was I thinking earlier?
I don't know. Manny just types. Io's out there, Bianca's out there, and Io goes, "What I gotta do to get at you?" That's kind of what it sounded like you said. What I gotta do to get with you?
Well, Bianca started talking her shit, basically, saying that what was it, that she wasn't out there just for she came out there basically last week just to see who she's gonna face off against at WrestleMania. Bianca, you could have watched this on TV. You didn't even have to come to the show. You could have watched this at home.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I would be at ringside.
And then out comes Rhea. Is this on?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, audio listeners.
Yeah. But it's nothing better than hitting the mic to see if the shit's on. God damn it. Rhea comes out there and she's like, Bianca, what's your problem? What's your problem? Io tries to butt in. Bianca says her piece. Io tries to break it. Yeah, bitch. Io comes in. Yeah, and then yeah. The disrespect.
The way she slapped Bianca though, Bianca went down like a sack of potatoes.
It might be a tiny bit of an oversell, but it's not like Io. The segment is with Io screaming, "I'm the champion! I am the champion!" And you know what? She gets plus 10 points in the Andrade failure test of the ESL tournament. Io went out there by herself with a microphone. Her English was perfect. It was fine. Well, not perfect. It was fine. She had a hard time saying Madison Square Garden, which seems like it's a hard thing for people from a different country to say.
First of all, now, this ESL, the ESL league table, we need to address something. The scoring for us is ridiculous. The scoring is actually ridiculous. So we need fine rules as to how many points they get and where did they sit.
We should treat it like the World Cup. What is it? Winner gets what? 3 points?
3 points. So Io gets 3 points this week.
Yeah, we gotta start keeping these numbers down. They're gonna be made up at the end of it. Somehow Andrade lost points.
You're good with numbers. Open up an Excel spreadsheet.
Somehow Andrade lost points for Io just coming out there with the microphone.
No. So if you go out there, so the rating system is, if we say, if they performed well, we give them 3 points.
Yeah.
If they performed like, oh no, this is god awful, no points. That's a loss in my opinion. If they did okay and they got the message across, even though it was like you had to speak different languages and everything, you went from English to different language, 1 point.
Okay, I'm down for that. I think those are reserved for when they are doing quote unquote live promos backstage.
Yeah.
And if you're in the ring, that's a full 3 points. When you get in the ring with the microphone, you get to do what, some of the best talkers in the world get to do, start an hour or whatever. But I still don't know where the story goes. I don't want triple threat. It looks like we got 2 triple threat builds on this show.
Yep. So we get to the cage match, which I feel is heavily influenced by the Will Ospreay.
Ooh, really? Ooh, let's talk. Let's go. I'm excited for this conversation.
Bear in mind, I haven't watched the cage match from Sunday.
Yes.
But I can imagine there was millions of false finishes, much like there were in this match. So therefore, I feel like they had to try and outperform the cage match that happened on Sunday.
I know you didn't see it, but do you think they did it or not?
I mean, I feel like they probably executed it more better because I feel like Will Ospreay matches, as much as I like Will Ospreay, they have a certain pace to it, and that is arcade pace. It's very fast. Whereas this, there were certain points in it where they sold a lot more, and they allowed different. They had different portions of where they let you just feel the moment, like
let you catch your breath.
Even just the kickouts where it was like, oh my god, and then you felt the emotion of like, I want this done. I want this. This should have been 3 and all that stuff. So like, and then them going to like each other's moveset. I feel like it for me. I feel like this probably would have been better than the match that I didn't watch on Sunday.
Okay, so this is I'm drawing a line right here, and I just drew the line. I didn't think about this that much, but this is the match to determine what type of wrestling fan you are or what you like, what generation you're in. If you're into AEW or Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher, which I'm not taking anything away, they had a really solid match. It just goes on and on and on and on. It just seems. Did
you just see that?
Kind of, but not really. They do a backflip to the bed. I don't know.
It did. I just want to point out, you make me carry you into this bed all the time, and I know you can do this.
That's what Montez Ford tell Dawkins. Changed Dawkins' life. Oh. Yeah, so they go back and forth. They have blood, weapons, and callus and all that stuff. This, no weapons, no blood. Barely used the cage as a weapon. But you know what? They got the job done. They were having a really good match, really good chemistry. The superplex seemed like a giant spot. These superplex got a "this is awesome" or "holy shit" chant. That it was no different from any other superplex ever. Ever.
It was in the cage.
Off the
It was in the
top rope.
cage, Marcus. It was a cage.
It was in the cage, but they weren't on top of the cage when he did it.
Doesn't matter. It was in the cage.
Oh. I enjoyed this match, but again, I'm not looking forward to the triple threat match. It looks like they're setting up. Like I don't see the point if nothing's on the line.
Seth Rollins was pulled out of the cage by Roman Reigns. So you can still tell they're boys because Roman made sure that Seth got the winner's side of the purse for him to go to the pay window. But then what happened afterwards was Roman decided, I remember everything you did to me at the Royal Rumble, and I'm going to give it to you right on the outside.
Man, I don't believe he just remembered everything at the Royal Rumble. He remembered everything in the history of him and Seth Rollins. Like, I hate him. I gotta end them. So he does curve stops and Superman punches, and he wants to go for the stairs, but security gets in his way. And Roman's yelling, "No, he got it coming. He got it coming." And then it happens. Real drama happens, as only Roman Reigns can do. He looks over to the right, and with the cameraman, who also looks over, and sees Paul checking on CM Punk if he's okay.
But you know what's interesting is the commentary, Pat and Cole didn't really sell that they sold that Paul Heyman owes CM Punk a favor, but they didn't really sell the whole drama that was unfolding of the fuck are you doing?
That was his best friend. Of course he's checking on him or something like that. You would think.
Yeah.
They just sold on the favor. Roman sees this like a jealous husband or wife decides to go for full street justice and kill CM Punk. Well, he's spiritual. It's not a murder or anything, but he looks at Paul, and then the show kind of just ends with people chanting the wrong 3 letters because now it's YTC instead of OTC, but they don't care. They just want to yell. I thought the
YTC doesn't make sense if you cheer it though.
I know,
because it's your tribal tree.
Yeah, but it could also mean yes, tribal chief.
Oh. Interesting.
It could mean a lot of things. I don't think so. Or it could be young tribal chief. But
that's the Care Bear for sleeping. That's the tribal chief for sleeping.
Yeah.
That Care Bear was always tired.
He was on drugs. Clearly on drugs. I thought the main event saved the show. There was nothing show. It seemed like they wanted to build toward Belgium and whatnot.
But there's nothing going on in Brussels. Like,
you
you saw the card. Yeah, the John Cena, that's it.
That's all that matters. That's the story that everybody wants to see. You want to hear from that. You want to see that hypocrite, that piece of shit, the liar, the person that don't make wishes but only break promises.
Excuse me. Michael Cole called him a turncoat at the beginning of the show, and he wasn't even there. He wasn't even there.
What do you think of the crowd reaction towards Cena, though? There were the "Let's Go Cena, Cena sucks" chants. Cody.
Wait,
it threw Cody off. No. This is in New York. It threw Cody off of his promo a bit.
It's interesting because I think John Cena's probably most likely going to get cheered abroad because it's going to be his last time he's going to be there. Whereas, like in America, he'll probably get booed a little bit more. I
look forward to him having the crowd turn on him. Maybe he'll promise him a WrestleMania and say "psych."
But yeah, I can't actually wait for Monday. So as me and Marcus have proposed, show news. Rather than there be a Tuesday Untitled Manny and Marcus show, there will be a watch along at the same time normally on Monday for Monday Night Raw coming live from Brussels.
Yes. Should be a hell of a show. I mean, we got Intercontinental title matches where Braun Breaker is going to defeat Finn Balor in decisive fashion or controversial fashion. We have excuse me, John Cena, and then there was something else that was on the show in Brussels. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Felt
it's
like a
something
big
that
deal.
nobody wants. It's Jey Uso versus Austin Theory.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. Stack card. Stack card.
So,
Uh, but yeah, I'm looking forward to NXT Roadblock tonight.
oh yeah, so am I. Unfortunately, um, I, f- I feel like the outcome of the women's main event is is been spoiled for me already. I'm
Well,
hoping
yeah,
to be
yeah.
swerved though. I'm hoping
I spoiled
that
it for Eric and said this is a Manny spoiler.
I'm hoping that it's a swerve.
Yeah, but what I feel, the right woman is going to win that match. The
But
right
it
woman
does.
is going to win that match.
I don't.
I think
I
she's the better
hate
one.
double champions
I've
because
given
it
her. I give her
diminishes both
everything.
titles. It diminishes the titles.
Yeah, but I guess I think Fallon's going to win the other title back eventually.
Hmm. No, it needs to be JC at this time. Fallon's had her time. JC has done nothing. She's been there forever.
JC ain't winning shit, Betty. Come on, it's
JC's been
over
there
for
for
her.
years.
I know. She's the natty of NXT.
She needs to move up or something.
Don't see it. Don't see it.
But
We
yeah,
get Raw
that
Underground
is
tonight, or NXT Underground
NXT
with
Underground.
Eddie Thorpe and Trick.
This match is gonna be awful.
No, I think it's gonna be good. I think they'll surprise you. I think it gives a new dimension to Trick style, more aggressive, and I like that he's leading more to his heel persona.
Well, there's something to watch at least tonight.
But let me ask you
NXT
this, Betty:
can be good.
when
Go on.
you watch Fraxium wrestle, which they are going to wrestle tonight, I believe they're wrestling the Heartland Boys.
The Hard Boys.
Do you feel that they are so talented that they make you jizz into a napkin after their match?
No.
Oh,
And why is
don't
that a
do that.
phrase? Have you been hanging out with Ryan too much?
No, that's a Will Ospreay phrase.
Oh, from that interview.
Yeah, it was a paraphrase from Will Ospreay.
But
Not
it's true
exact
though.
quote.
I feel like what he said was kind of true. Like either side of this argument. So if he was doing too much in in WWE, the people in AEW would say the exact same thing. He's doing too much. But the fact that, but then if the shoe's on the other foot, the other person will be jizzing, jerking off like, oh, I've got Will Ospreay. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Again, Will Ospreay, the most talented wrestler in the game today. I just feel like he has the wrong coaching. Like he's not. I feel like someone just needs to tell him, hey, you know what? The Spanish fly off the top rope probably should have been the end, or the I don't want to call it the Cody cutter, the Oz cutter. When
Yeah.
he does a springboard off of that into in the midair, bang, should have been the finish. But people kicking out of all this shit, I'm just like, Or even the Styles Clash and the thumbtacks, Manny, that should have been a finish. Nah, kick out on one.
One.
Okay, maybe two. Oh, that was Kenny that kicked out on one.
Yeah, no, but that Kenny kicked out of the one-winged angel done on him. One.
Yeah. Let me tell you this about the Kenny match at Takeshka. I'm a little offended.
Why?
Manny, for you.
What?
That you were deprived a Kenny singles match when he went to All In and got a tag match. Just disgusting.
It's disgusting, and I'm probably
That's
never. And
disgusting.
the thing is, I'm never gonna go to another AEW show.
Not a one, Manny? Not a one.
No. You need
You-
AEW. You need to pay me to go to your next show.
So they said, Manny, we're going back to England and we're going to Wembley, the main event, Will Ospreay versus Kenny Omega. We're going to let you in for $25 and you can sit wherever you want.
No.
You're going to be like, nah, I swore off this product. I'm
No,
clean.
the only way.
I'm clean.
The only way I'm gonna let them. Like one, I'm sitting on a hard camera side, so and then you show me on camera with the stupid lanyard ticket thing. Otherwise, I ain't going.
I want another caveat. Eric has to be wearing a green shirt and I have to have the Trinidad flag.
Yeah, but you ain't ever gonna see Trinidad guy and green shirt guy at AEW show.
I'm hoping.
Ain't never gonna see that.
I'm tired of AEW same people. I hate Sting that rarely shows up there in their front row, and I hate Lesnar guy who's always there.
I hate.
Maybe West Side Gun too.
No, he goes to NXT.
Yeah, he does. He goes to everything.
He goes to everything. He's allowed.
Yeah.
No, there's the same guy. He's normally around Chicago shows, but he turns up on any AEW and WWE show. He's always dressed up as a referee. He really bothers me
Referee guy, yeah. Fucking.
because you can see him. You can see there's certain. So I also watch the crowd whilst it's happening. There's certain people in there that are just destined that want to be like, um, WrestleMania 30 Undertaker shot guy.
Mister, you want to be that? Yeah.
They all want to. They're all overreacting in that wherever they're sat, just so they can
Yeah.
become that next guy. And I'm like, give it up. It's sad.
Yeah. I was in the one of Maurice's comments when he was talking about the crowd in some match. I can't remember the exact match, but it was where I agree with him. I hate the modern wrestling crowds. I do.
Why?
I missed the old ones. The old ones where we would boo the heels, cheer the faces, or people who actually cared to win. The one thing I take away from going to all these wrestling shows is both WWE and AEW. A lot of times, no one cares. They just want to see a good show. I miss the days when you go back and watch old footage when people were invested to look at it. They go, oh, like legit going like, if Goldberg didn't beat Hogan this night, the world needs to end. So shit, like it'll fuck up your day.
Yeah, but like I feel
if
like
Fletcher were to beat Ospreay at this show, it would have fucked up your day. That's what I wanted. Instead of, oh, I'm cheering for both of them, or this is awesome, fight forever.
But like when you become that much into it and you care about when you focus on the ins and outs of what's going on backstage and like breaking it down, can you still do that?
I don't know.
Like once you've grown up with it, like you've grew up in the Attitude Era with wrestling where things like mattered and people were very invested in what they were watching in terms of product. But like now that you're 20 plus years that now.
Thanks for throwing my age right there. Fuck. Yeah.
I didn't say your age. I just said 20 plus years from the Attitude Era. It's harder to be that invested in something when you know so much about wrestling now. Like, you know all the terminology, you know, like people have to get over, and you know that it's so much more harder to be that invested in it when you were younger.
Yeah.
And it's easier when you're younger to believe in it a little bit more.
Yeah, but you know, there's still moments where you still go like, I still believe it. Like the last time I think I really needed somebody to win was probably Kofi Kingston when he won the title. That was probably the last time I actually cared.
There's got to be stories when you're actually.
But it's not even because of the character on the show, but it's because of, you know, it's nice to have representation who get that title every now and then.
Yeah, it's. There are going to be times where you get captivated by a story, and then you're so invested in the story that like this guy has to win. But like, so many people are like these days are now have their guy, whether heel or face, that's their guy or that's their girl, heel or face.
And then no one's on the same page as shit. No one's on the same page. Everybody's all. I'm talking about any topic whatsoever. I can go. Oh, you know what? Kyle Fletcher and Will Ospreay. This is clearly a lie on my part. Hell of a match of the year. And then right next to you have somebody going, WWE's better. You go like, that just kind of takes you out of it. Like, that's not what I'm thinking about right now.
Well, let me ask you this, and I think if Maurice is actually listening to this, I'd like to hear his comments on it. I feel like, yes, he was a horrible human being, but like we kind of pushed out his way of thinking the moment NXT came around. Vince McMahon was very much, I'm going to give you what I want, and you're going to cheer and boo whether you like it or not. And that's the formula that's been with us since we were growing up watching this stuff. Now that he's gone, and now that we're in an era where you cheer who you like, and you do whatever you want in the shows. Essentially, you cheer for what you like, you boo for what you don't like, whether they be faces, whether they be heels. So now we're in that situation where all heels are cool, and
Yeah.
it's very hard to get to. It's very hard to stay with a face and be like, yeah, this is the face. Look how quickly people turn on Cody, especially adults, when he won that title, when he beat Roman. So like where Vince was like trying to shove people down your throats and stuff like that. I think that's where like, especially people that watch strictly WWE product, when you got NXT, it was like, yeah, this is cool. I can cheer who I like. This is just wrestling.
Yeah.
And it's harder. It's harder.
It really is. And then you always gotta think about the politics in the back of why this is going on.
I mean, you don't.
The bloodline. I know you don't, but because I'm in it. I'm too deep. We're too deep in the rabbit hole.
Yeah, we're too deep.
Too deep. And then, but I do yes, they stanked in front of me, but these young kids, they were invested and they were having a good time. Instead of me, who's all jaded up there, going like, oh, he's gonna hit the Styles Clash now and kick out. Here it is. Oh, he didn't. I'm still having a good time. Like, I'm still caught up into the show, with the crowd and everything. But I just missed that. I missed that wonderment of like, maybe it's like Christmas. You can never get Christmas like back when you were a child.
Because you can't, as you get older, you have all different likes, and that's the thing. You don't, sometimes a face doesn't match what you want. Sometimes it's like, yeah, I like the bad guy. just like because I know Nina Samuels, I find it difficult to boo her when she's coming out to ring, because I know, one, it's an act.
Yeah.
And two, I know I've seen how she is outside of when she's not in character. So like I see it, and then but then she puts on a great match. It's like, how am I supposed to boo that?
Yeah, you're what I want to see. You're what I'm paying to see. I want to see you have a great match.
Because it's
like looking at a singer. I mean, like, I want to see you play the hits, play your great songs.
So I don't think I told you this at the previous show at Eve, not the one I went to on Friday, the last month.
Okay.
Do you remember that we had the clip of me doing the hand slap that was so cold?
Oh yeah. The real dap up. The
dap. The one I was just standing up like this, and then she come up and like, bam, and then it hurt my hand, but I didn't sell it.
Of course not.
So I'm on camera on the last show. She's just put on a banger of a match against so Sapphire Reed took on Emerson Jane. They put on a banger of a match. She won, but so her current gimmick is she's almost like a spoiled brat kind of thing.
Sapphire Reed,
the one Sapphire Reed that dapped me up. So her thing is she hates anyone above the age of 30. So anyone over 30 are dickheads essentially to her, because they're new generation and they're like young kids and they want everything. So but she put on such a banger of a match that the front row on my side stood up to give her a standing ovation. She's the heel in this situation.
Yeah,
she was like, that was a banging match, standing ovation. She got like, what? You want to cheer me? Fuck off. Got off the apron, shoved people.
Yeah.
And these guys that I think their podcast is called the Ministry of Wrestling or something like that. They come in, they've got their shirts, it's like the NWO shirts and stuff like that. There was one guy, I was firmly gonna stand up, and like I wasn't gonna fall. He pulled me down with him when she shoved him first.
You're like, you sell it one way or another.
And then I spoke to her at the end of the show, and she's like, "Yeah, I watched the backstage that Dan does. So the promoter does the backstage, and he talks about like what happened on that show and like how things may have changed and stuff like that for the show. So you basically watch the show again with him." And she's like, "Yeah, I saw your comment. I saw this." It was like, "Yeah, you shoved me for no reason." We went from that 2 years ago to you shoving me. It's uncool, bro.
She turned heel on you. Man, I didn't realize you got a heel turn on you.
I did.
We dap it up.
though that show is possibly one of the funnest shows for me, is because like when we do this, when we deep dive on AEW and WWE, it's like we care about it a bit too much. And where did you go?
I just ran to the left, man. I mean, we
Um,
care about it too much. Dog.
no, we care about it too much. But when I'm at Eve, I'm just there to strictly enjoy the show because it's always a good show. But I'm just there
Yeah.
to enjoy the show.
Yep. I agree. Mr. Joy. I think that's why I enjoy NXT. I'm just there to enjoy it. I don't honestly care.
Yeah,
Sometimes I
that's
look
the
at it,
thing.
like,
The
they have a
thing is, like,
future and all that.
that's the closest thing you're gonna get to like being in your youth of watching wrestling. That's the closest thing.
Because remember, like, you know me, I like my wrestlers that have jobs and weird gimmicks. And, like, where did they find first from bumfuck Kansas? Arnold Hayes is a jobber in the ring. He's getting beat by this astronaut.
Yeah.
Some nonsense. I
Well,
was in nonsense.
Marcus, in that sense, you're gonna enjoy this week's LFG then.
For the record, I still want this to be done. My favorite moment of the Revolution pay-per-view is the beat down to Gravity, and the more I think about it, the more I laugh. It's just
Marcus,
insane.
he got beat down by beside his family.
Yes, his family came in the ring, and we were like, "Who are they?" And they just gonna sit back in the stands and watch this? They're disgusting.
He got unmasked and got beat up in front of his family.
With a
whilst
baseball
Bandito
bat.
barely helped him.
Yeah, Bandito made the save, but got his ass whooped too. And Jericho chose not to take off his mask. I'll be hurt. It's like, fuck you, Gravity. That's all that was. Necessary.
Yeah, that is today's show.
Yeah.
I've been the racially ambiguous Lord Manny Hayes. He's been
The currently unemployed man of $1,000, Marcus the Grand Finale.
aka the bum finale.
The bum. I'm a bum. I'm finally my father. No.
Yeah, so remember, there is a show Thursday. There is going to possibly be a watch along of SmackDown because they're in Barcelona on Friday. I believe the Saturday show is still going ahead, unless Eric decides not to do it if SmackDown is garbage.
It'd be something to see. I think we should still do a Saturday. I don't know what the situation is going to be.
I will still do a run in from wherever I am at, but I may be back in time. So
who knows? We don't know.
Who knows? And then
Stay
watch
tuned.
along on.
Did daylight savings help you with this time move, Manny, or has it made it worse?
I think because I had a relatively like quiet day at work today, and it wasn't stressful, I was able to fit in watching Raw whilst I did bits and pieces of work. And yeah, the promos weren't. It wasn't so promo heavy that I had to write a lot, which is the thing that thing that bothers me a little bit more recently. Is
Just
like
paraphrase, Manny. No matter what they say.
and
Just
then
Cody angry.
Outside of that, yeah, it wasn't that bad this week.
Yeah. All right, that's good.
So yeah,
I guess we end the show.
Yeah, we out.
We out. You guys, thank you for joining us. We never say that. And leave in the comments of who had the better cage match, Rollins and Punk, or Ospreay and Fletcher. And I'm not
also,
judging you either way.
Tell us about the current state of wrestling, so modern wrestling fans compared to historic wrestling fans. I don't know how to phrase that. Wrestling fans from the past, not ghosts.
Those old relics who used to be in those musty arenas without air conditioning, screaming their life away.
Ooh.
I'm glad I'm in modern times.
As wrestling fans have got bigger in modern times, let us know about the smell in the recent live event days. Because you may think smelling technology of deodorant has got better over the years. I don't think wrestling fans have.
I don't think they're up to date. Yeah, I think all wrestling fans need to upgrade their hardware, their software, and just start having deodorant. You guys are all out of date. People don't smell like this no more. We're not in the Middle Ages.
Wash your ass, and we
Wash
out.
your ass. That's the real revolution.
Punk looks like he's like shit himself.
Yeah, like oh. Good callback to the story though.
When he trusted the fart.
Yeah. Oh no! I knew I should have shit before this match. Ron's like, I'm gonna.
You shit yourself.
You shut your pants. You wore white. You wore white. No, he wore pink, but he wore pink. I do like the callback of him using the STF on him, which made him pass out in the previous match. That was a good callback.
Yeah, so we'll catch you Thursday. Peace.